So it's one of these weird ideas that I had floating around in my brain at 2 o'clock in the morning. My top 10 favorite films from my favorite decade of cinema, that being the 1970s. I have a few honorable mentions on here because I just felt awful not mentioning them in this video. Got 10 movies here from the 1970s, and if this video goes over well, I might do my top 10 from the 80s, the 90s, 2000s, 2010s, maybe even the 2020s. I don't know. Got some honorable mentions, as I said. These are movies that I just felt absolutely dreadful not mentioning in the video. So we're going to go ahead and get those honorable mentions out of the way real quick. So we got the original Hills Have Eyes. Some people prefer the remake. I do like the remake a lot, but I think the original is infinitely better. We've got The Exorcist. That is a horror classic. The one we talked about last night, Orca, the Killer Whale. I think this is a really underrated gem from the 1970s that I feel like nobody talks about. So I got the box set here, but I'm talking about one movie in particular. That's The Godfather Part 2. I'm in the camp that prefers Part 2 over Part 1, but I think they're both masterpieces. And the final honorable mention is the original Star Wars. This is the 3-pack with the original trilogy, but I'm mainly just talking about A New Hope. Well, not just mainly, I am talking about New Hope. That's the only one that came out in the 1970s. And it's not even my favorite Star Wars movie, but I think it's one of the best of the 1970s. Okay, I think, yeah, we've got everything. So we're good to actually go ahead and get started on my official list. And I want to go ahead and preface this by just saying that if you don't see your favorite movie from the 1970s on this list, just remember it's my list. If you don't like my list, feel free to go make your own list. I've had comments in the past where I've had lists that stated the following: why is this movie not on this list? You don't have this movie on this list? That's odd. You forgot this movie. No, I didn't forget anything. I made my list according to my taste. If you don't like mine, go make your own. So, I'm sorry to anybody that doesn't see their favorite movie from the 1970s on here. So, these are my favorites. So, now that I've got that out of the way, and it's sad that I have to do this every time I make a list because I always get fucking comments, let's go ahead and proceed with the list. So here at number 10, we've got Kelly's Heroes. Clint Eastwood war movie about these soldiers going behind enemy lines to find this treasure that they've been looking for that is obviously behind enemy lines. I think this is one of the best war movies pre-Saving Private Ryan. Clint Eastwood is phenomenal. Donald Sutherland is phenomenal. I just absolutely love this movie. This is one of my dad's favorites too. So we kind of share that bond with this movie. Just a phenomenally done film. It's extremely entertaining. It's long, but it doesn't feel long-winded. I love this fucking movie, man. I love this movie. That's why it's in my top 10 list. Alright, we've got the original with Charles Bronson, I can't talk today. Death Wish. So I'm really into these like 70s hardcore exploitation movies, and there's a couple other ones that show up on this list too. Counting The Hills Have Eyes, that has already appeared in the honorable mentions. This is one of those ones, it's very, very violent. This is a very violent film, and I guess by today's standards it feels kind of dated, but I think the overall message of the film and Charles Bronson's performance as what is his fucking name in here? Paul Kersey. He plays this this kind of anti-gun liberal that has a change of heart because some people close to him were attacked and killed. And he basically becomes this violent vigilante, and it's fucking awesome. It's got this neo-noir-esque vibe to it, and I really enjoy that aspect whenever there's a neo-noir movie, a character study, what have you. I like that style, and that's why movies like Death Wish appeal to me. We have a Grape Revenge film here. We've got I Spit on Your Grave. I know this case has seen better days. This is old. I've had this thing for fucking ever. But really not much to this movie other than girl goes to a cabin in the woods. Not a cabin in the woods. Yeah, it is a cabin in the woods. What the fuck's wrong with me? She goes to get a vacation, and these people, these disgusting, vile pieces of inhumane filth, redneck hillbillies, take away her bodily autonomy and take away her ability to consent. It's fucking brutal, dude. Like, I'm not gonna mince words here. It's hard to watch. This is one that's not for the faint of heart. So initially when I saw this one, it was very off-putting until that third act. She fucking gets these motherfuckers. It's brutal, it's vicious, it's violent. And her performance, the girl, what is the name of the actress in this movie? Whoever, I don't think it says on the case here. That actress that plays this girl that gets assaulted is phenomenal. You buy her performance 100%. Did so much better than the girl in the remake. I did not like that remake whatsoever. This is the one that I will always gravitate towards. It is just like the way she, spoiler alert here, I'll make sure to put a disclaimer. She runs that motherfucker over with the boat, and I mean, it's not stylized, it's not glorified. It's just she just fucking kills them, and it's brutal. It's just right. This movie is right to the point. We got another movie here that is kind of like that. That being The Last House on the Left, and this is one where I think the remake of it is actually pretty good too. So this is actually a Wes Craven film, and this is one that's kind of divisive amongst the Wes Craven community, like fan community. I'm kind of hit or miss with Wes Craven. Either he knocks it out of the park, or whatever he makes sucks. There's never been like an in between, and this is one where I feel he knocks it out of the park. Not that I think it's a perfect movie or anything like that. It's got some issues. I reviewed it a long time ago, back when I first started this channel. This kind of has the same premise as I Spit on Your Grave. Except this time, instead of the girl who gets assaulted committing the violence and the carnage, it's the parents of the girl. The girl kicks the bucket in this movie, where in the remake she doesn't do that. She actually survives in the remake. Yeah, it's pretty brutal. I might prefer the remake over this one, but the remake didn't come out till, what was it, 09, 2010, something like that. I remember the trailers for the remake, and I swear to God, those trailers were awful. I thought whoever made this trailer needs to be fucking fired. It was a bad trailer. The movie ended up being good. And this is the source material for that movie, and I think that aside from maybe the guy that plays Krug, is his name Krug in this movie? I know he is in the remake. I think his name's Krug in this one too. Aside from that guy, I don't think he did very good. The rest of the cast does a phenomenal job, especially the two victims. The assault scene is extremely brutal. It's damn near as brutal as the one in I Spit on Your Grave. I actually meant to have I Spit on Your Grave ahead of this one. I guess I must have mixed it up. But yeah, Last House on the Left is a damn good 70s exploitation movie. So I got another movie here. This is going to be a controversial one. And frankly, I don't really care. That's The Town That Dreaded Sundown. About the Phantom Killer after World War II. The people that went off to fight World War II, came back, and that's when he started fucking targeting people. I don't necessarily understand why I felt the need to mention that this takes place after World War II. It's basically about, it's kind of almost like this Sato documentary type of movie about this killer who just goes around this town in Arkansas killing people. There's not really a whole lot to it. It's very similar to the movie Legend of Boggy Creek, which I think is the best Bigfoot movie, and it's actually, I think, done by the same person. It's narrated by the same guy, too. This kind of has that same vibe, so if you really like that movie, I would recommend this movie for sure. There's one scene in particular in this movie where he fucking tears down this chick's screen door and shoots her. It's just, to me, that always disturbed me. It disturbed me in the trailer, and it actually disturbed me in the film. And it had a very, like, meta sequel that came out all these years later that was pretty decent too, but this one to me is the one that got me. I think it was this movie and Halloween that really kind of piqued my interest in horror. Those were two movies I remember hearing my dad speak about. So maybe this one is not as great as some of these other films, but it's definitely got that nostalgia for me. It's one that I always enjoy putting in and watching. What the fuck? Alright, just never mind. So we've got Black Christmas from 1974. This is Bob Clark's movie. To me, I think this is one of the best pieces of holiday atmospheric horror. I understand now that we're getting kind of crazy with the subgenres in horror. It's getting as bad as metal music nowadays. So I don't really consider this a slasher. I don't really consider anything in the 70s that is considered a slasher by the mainstream public. I don't really consider those slasher movies. I think slashers kind of formed in the 1980s. This to me is just pure psychological suspense. The remake of it was a slasher, and I never saw the other remake, the one that came out, what was it, 2018, 19? I don't fucking know. I didn't see it, and frankly, I don't really care. This to me is the one that I will always gravitate towards. I don't like the 2005 or... Is it 2005? I don't know. I can't remember all these goddamn years. The one that had Michelle Trachtenberg in it, and the one that had Mary Elizabeth Winstead in it, I don't know. I don't like that movie anyway, but this is the one that when holiday time rolls around, I'm gonna pull this off the shelf and watch this Blu-ray. I think this is a phenomenal Blu-ray too. Billy to me is one of the creepiest villains in all of horror. He just hides out in this attic the whole movie, and on paper it sounds lame, but the way the film's crafted, just the ability to craft a horror film by Bob Clark, to me, this movie is a masterpiece. He just drenches this movie with atmosphere, and that's, I think, part of the reason why I gravitate towards the 1970s. I feel like the 1970s, a lot of those films are drenched in atmosphere. I don't necessarily like the crazy, kooky kills from the 1980s, and I never really have been a fan of that. I've always preferred that atmospheric, those atmosphere-driven horror films of the 1970s. So, yeah. We've got, this is going to be controversial because it's not number one. I can already see the big circus erupting in my comment section, and I mean, that's kind of par for the course on this channel anyway. I've got the whole box set here, but I'm mainly just talking about one film. That's John Carpenter's Halloween. I've spoken ad nauseum about this fucking movie, so I'm not going to say too much about it. It's a staple. It's a classic. I just don't really have much to say that I haven't already said about it. Sorry about that, guys. I got interrupted. Somebody came and knocked on my bedroom door, and when I got up to answer the door, there was nobody there, so I've been walking around the living room trying to fucking figure out who came and knocked on my door, and everybody out there's like, well, I didn't knock on your door. I'm like, okay, then whatever. I guess I'll get back to it. So yeah, John Carpenter's Halloween, I mean, it got me interested in horror and 70s cinema and just the entire vibe of the 1970s. So, I mean, I've spoken about John Carpenter's Halloween. I watch it every single year. I watch every single Halloween movie, even the sequels that I know are inferior to the first, but I enjoy them. I watch it every year. So, you know, it's forever going to be a staple in this house. For myself, maybe not for everybody else, but for myself, I promise you that. Moving on, this one and John Carpenter's Halloween to me are pretty interchangeable. They switch places with me all the time. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre from 1974, directed by Tobe Hooper. There's no story to this movie whatsoever. There's no plot. There's no character development. It's just fucking terrifying. Everything about this movie feels like it could actually happen. This movie takes place mostly during the day, which to me always makes it scarier. Like in Halloween, when he's stalking Laurie during the day, there's just something creepy about some stuff like this happening during the day. That I find to be more terrifying than something happening. And I guess because you least expect something like this to happen during the daytime. And yeah, like I said, no story, no plot, just sheer madness and sheer terror. That's what you're coming to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre for. If you want character development, go watch The Shawshank Redemption. Okay. This is definitely one. I don't think that this is a very accessible movie to most people. I think that this is one that's definitely an acquired taste. I can picture the general movie fan not liking this movie, maybe preferring the remake from 2003 or maybe the Netflix 2022 movie or something. Yeah, it's a tough watch. The trailer alone, when I was a kid, terrified the fuck out of me. I remember when I was a kid, after I went to spend the night at my best friend at the time's house, and we were watching, like, we thought we were being bad by this, watching horror movie trailers on his computer, or no, on his mom's computer. And later that day, he packed his stuff up and he came over to my house. And yeah, we did that a lot. We went back and forth to each other's houses. And we were jumping in the backyard on the trampoline. And I just, out of the corner of my eye, kept seeing Leatherface standing in the tree line. That was the property line that separated our house from the neighbor's house. We had this big tree line there. And like I said, I remember jumping on the trampoline and seeing Leatherface out of the corner of my eyes. And I remember we got in the car. We're getting ready to get in the car to go to fucking McDonald's. I think McDonald's or Wendy's or whatever. This is so long ago now. And I would not go get in that car because I thought Leatherface was out there waiting for me. And it wasn't until years later that I actually sat down and watched the film, and I was just blown away at what a masterpiece of horror this movie is. Yeah, that's a little life experience I had with this movie before I even fucking watched it. Here's another one that I had a pretty bad experience with this movie before I even watched it, and then, of course, it's one of my all-time favorite movies now, Steven Spielberg's Jaws. This was one I remember when I went to the store with my dad. He wanted to buy this movie on DVD back then, and it's weird. I'd seen like bits and pieces of Jaws 2 on TV at this point. I had never seen the first one. We got home and just something hit me, and I just did not want to watch it. Like fear hit me, like a fucking semi-truck. I just did not want to watch it. We put that DVD in the DVD player, and the opening of fucking Chrissy swimming, the main menu screen. I don't know. I just like did not want to fucking watch this movie, and I cried. And then my mom came in and talked me into sitting and watching it, and I did, and I loved it. Like, it was scary. It was a very scary movie. It still is, especially if you're somebody like me who is just terrified of the ocean. I do not like the ocean. I shouldn't say I don't like. I like the ocean. I just don't like a lot of its inhabitants. I don't like the wildlife in the ocean when it comes to sharks, whales, jellyfish, crocodiles. Yes, crocodiles. I have been seeing articles in the news of fucking saltwater crocodiles showing up on the beaches of Florida, and they swim across the fucking ocean. They put their body in autopilot mode and they just coast along across the fucking ocean. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not getting in that fucking water. This movie pretty much contributed to that nightmare for me. So yeah, Jaws. Now, my all-time favorite movie from the 1970s is a Martin Scorsese classic, that being Taxi Driver with Robert De Niro. This is a neo-noir classic. To me, it's a perfect film. There is no film from the 1970s that touches just what a classic this movie is. You get a few camps here. You get, and this is kind of a weird hill to die on, is defending Travis Bickle. Like, there's like this incel movement that defends Travis Bickle. I mean, Travis Bickle is obviously fucked up and mental, and he does some good things in this movie. I use the term good things very loosely. He does kill a man that is robbing a store. He does free a character played by a very young Jodie Foster from sexual slavery. She's a hooker, a underage hooker. I think she's like 12 or 13 in this movie. There is a lot to love about this movie, and there's a lot to appreciate with the character of Travis Bickle. But to say he's a good person, the way he flips out on Sybil Shepherd's character because she didn't reciprocate his feelings for her. And that had a lot to do with him taking her to a porno for their first date. She was a bit put off by that, and he goes all full-blown incel mode. I don't necessarily like and sympathize with Travis Bickle, but I think that he's an extremely interesting character, and I think that this movie is a phenomenal character study on somebody with mental illness. And I think Robert De Niro just absolutely kills this fucking role. So yeah, that actually concludes my top 10 movies of the 1970s list. I think it, like I said, if this video does well and you guys like it and you want to see more, I'll do one from the 80s and do one from the 90s, 2000s, so on, so on. So I hope you guys liked it. Try not to get too upset if you didn't see your favorite movie on here. I know that somebody will. It's inevitable at this point. So anyway, I hope you guys liked it. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and I'm out. Peace.